All right, we'll continue with our second post-match press conference from the first match of the 2024 NCAA Men's Volleyball Championship. We're joined by head coach of Fort Valley State, Lawrence Rather, and then student athletes Safrino Dower, Isaiah Fed, and Diego Cardona. We'll start with a statement from coach, then open up for questions. And again, please raise your hand and we'll bring the microphone to you.
Yeah, it's a heck of a way to be welcomed in, huh? No, but in all seriousness, I think our boys fought as best we could in that match. In the 3 sets that we played, I mean, UCLA is the returning national champs for a reason. They bring some pressure, and they're consistent with that pressure. And if you're not able to handle it at a consistent basis, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. But I think our guys didn't stop fighting one bit throughout that whole match, which is something to be proud of. And now it's just we got to get a little bit better. We got to get back into the gym, and if we want to compete at this level, we just got to get a little better every single day.
Coach Vinny Lopes here for Off the Block. No talking before, this was an opportunity to really showcase your program. No, you would have wanted to get the win, but what do you feel that this experience and this match you were able to show everyone about Fort Valley State and what you're growing?
We're not going to quit. That's the main thing for our guys is we're going to fight no matter what. We knew coming into this, in order for us to win, it was going to be a back bar alley brawl, right? It's going to be anything you can get your hands on to score a point and to get that point that you needed is what it was going to be. And I think our guys just keep that mindset. I think we got to fine tune a couple of things, of course, like anyone else, but just the consistent fight from our guys is probably the biggest thing to take away from that.
Taryn Rodriguez, host of Set Point on IE Sports Radio here. Tell everyone how historic this was for you all. And this is a question for any of you. Tell everyone how historic this was for you all and for the SIAC on being the first team ever to partake in this tournament.
I'll let you guys take that first.
Yeah,
I'll finish it.
I'll go ahead. I think it's a great moment. It's unprecedented. Me and Zay were talking before the game, thinking about all the kids that are going to come after us. And say, man, I remember when I was in high school or I was in middle school, I saw Fort Valley State Wildcats playing on national television at the national tournament, and that made me think that I could go to HBCU. So just showing that there's other avenues for them to play at a high level, showing that it's possible for them to do it. Representation matters. Showing that there's people like us playing the sport, and they can do it too.
Just to piggyback off of what Saf was saying, really just showing what this means to us, ourselves, also in portraying that to others. It's not only just about us playing the sport, but it's showing to people watching that those that are minorities playing this sport, like we all can congregate together in a certain spot. For us, it's our HBCU, Fort Valley State. For others, it might be a different school that's part of the SIAC. But it's really just the representation of all of us coming together, being on one accord, and trying to reach one goal. And really, this wasn't our goal just to get here. It was more, I was actually speaking about it with my coach. And we were saying that this was really just a checklist. And this is just something that we marked off. Because once you set a goal, you've completed it and you're not looking for anything further. But once you're marking something off your list, then you're saying, okay, now I need to move on to the next task. So the first thing that we had was get to the championship. We've done that. So next year now it's to win the first round and then keep on going from there.
To piggyback on what he said also, I'm obviously Hispanic, and you don't see a lot of people like me play volleyball. I'm on the short side too, so obviously you don't see a lot of that too. So to see myself play at this stage is insane, because I never saw myself playing here. Thank you.
I'll pick up for him, and I think what Diego is feeling is what a lot of our guys will feel. Like it's the magnitude of what this did for us. Being a young guy who's smaller as libero, who might get overlooked compared to your random knights who are 6'6" playing libero, right? You get random guys like that, but these guys tend to get overlooked. They get overpassed, and now they have an opportunity where their voices can be heard and they have a platform to stand on. So I think he's just showing what all of us are feeling on the inside. representation matters. I don't believe I can do something unless I see someone like me doing it. I don't believe I can go somewhere unless I've seen someone like me doing it. And the other part of it is, it doesn't just start from the players. Like it's the whole ecosystem itself. Having guys to look up to that are close to your age allows you to believe you can do it. Having guys that are my age who are the coaches allows you to feel comfortable and more receptive to what's being said and what's being done. So you're a little more free, you're a little more loose, you're a little more vulnerable, right? We grow mostly in our vulnerable state, and I think being in an environment like this where you have true brothers who have your back no matter what is going to allow you to grow exponentially just off that alone.
Vinny?
Question for the players and Coach Rather as well. You probably had some of the loudest fans that we've heard, you know, the quarterfinal match before. Yeah, you had your mascot here. What does that mean to have that support from the community, that people flew across the country to cheer you all on?
It honestly felt amazing. Like, we had everybody cheering, even the UCLA fans, like, they were cheering us on. Like, it felt like the environment felt amazing. It really did. And to have people to have our back, like, this is our first year coming here. Obviously, we're not done. We're going to come back, do it again, maybe win the opening round next year. But we're not done. We're not done. We're coming back.
It means a lot, seeing all the support that we have. Even Coach was telling us before the match and throughout the whole season, there's people supporting us that we don't even know about, people all over the country. So it's just, it really conveys the magnitude of the moment, seeing how much people care about us and seeing, again, how unprecedented this is, seeing all the support that we're getting. It's an amazing opportunity.
It just goes to show that this sport and what we're doing here for our HBCU, for those around us, for those watching across the world, across the nation, it goes to show that it's just not about us. The people that are supporting us, the people that we haven't even seen support us, those are the people that are really being inspired, or they're being motivated to go out of their comfort zone. A lot of us haven't been on the national big screen, or a lot of us haven't been up to playing at such a high level. But at the end of the day, we still stood up to the moment. And that goes to show that everybody else who's uncomfortable or put in a situation that they don't believe that they're ready for. And it shows that we can still stand up to that regard. And that showed today as everybody was out supporting us. Even, I know, like, people had work schedules, people have jobs, and they still made the effort to come out, support. And it really just goes to show that we're, like, all together on this. It's not just us.
In the back?
Carl France, FDU. I have one question, because I know one of you for a very long time, and it's not who he thinks it is. So, Saf, I've known you since you were in high school.
Yes, sir.
You're from a very rich volleyball community in Buffalo, New York. Your journey is a little bit more unique than your teammates. Do you want to share with the group and the nation how your journey started and how you ended up here today?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to Coach Tom Wieslow at Canisius High School. Got me started on this journey. I was originally a basketball player. I went to a private school in Buffalo, New York, and I didn't have a fall sport to play, and I saw the volleyball team playing. So I texted Coach, asked, hey, how can I get started? He just said, come to practice. They gave me a jersey, and it was up from there. So I started there, and then I started playing club with Niagara Frontier under Coach Rob Pierce and Coach Dan Johnson. Man, just all the memories are flooding back now. But from there, traveling around the country and not seeing myself as a collegiate athlete, but, as those initial offers started coming in and getting interest from coaches like Mr. France over here, it just really opened my eyes to opportunities that are available in the sport. And it was hard, as a black athlete, not seeing many other black athletes at the collegiate level, but, still pushing and trying to leave a legacy for the people that came after me. So I started off at Damon College, playing there under Coach Gleason. And we had a great team, but it's an isolating experience being one of the only black players on the team. So I ended up, putting myself in the transfer portal, and the next day, Coach Rather and Coach Ed Rather reached out to me. We spoke on the phone. I feel like everybody always says the initial conversation lasts a couple hours.
Not with me, but with the other.
Definitely with Coach Ed. But just, him explaining the dream that they have for this program and the legacy that we're trying to leave and all the things that we can make possible as student athletes on the frontier of this sport as black athletes. Having the opportunity to play with a team full of black athletes, something I had never comprehended. Like, I never thought that would be possible, being on a team where everybody is a minority. It was a really special opportunity that I wanted to seize. So I came here in spring of 2022 after the season had started, and they made me feel at home. And it was from there, it's just continuing to push and seeing all the things that we've been able to do since. It's been a journey, and I'm extremely thankful for it.
Ellie Shermer from Volley Kings. Just for all four of you, what made you fall in love with the game? And I guess second part is, you mentioned basketball. If you guys played other team sports, what makes volleyball different for you guys than the other team sports?
Who would like to start?
If I'm being honest, what started me out with volleyball is because it was just easy. And originally I was playing, I was running track, and I also participated in soccer, but I hated outdoor sports. So I said, volleyball has AC, so I might as well go ahead and try it out. And like Saf was saying, with being like the only black athlete on my team, it was a little bit different. But at the same time, because it was so much easier of playing and just being natural, like I didn't have to think about the technicalities of the game. It was just more about being athletic and just hitting the ball. And I just found that to be so fun. But then I ended up getting into college, and then we started going completely into the technical stuff. So it was like a complete change around. But at that point, I started realizing like learning the ins and outs of the game is like even more fun than just playing to play. Like learning how to make yourself better, not just holding yourself down to a simple standard of, oh, I can get on the court, I can hit the ball, I can try to pass the ball, and then the game's played. Now you can start thinking about where the zones are or who's serving, who's your serving target. It's all these little intricacies throughout the game that make it so interesting. A lot of people think it's just a game where the ball goes over the net and then you just try to send it back, and once it hits the floor, it's a point. But there's so much more to it, and once you learn that, you really get to love the game.
Yeah, what made me fall in love with it was just seeing, for me personally, it was seeing my growth in the game and seeing all things that were possible. I had a lot of great role models from my high school alone. Troy Gooch, who played at UCLA, Griffin Schmidt, who played at Harvard, Devin Johnson, who played at Loyola Chicago. So seeing those guys and them skying and playing at a high level just really inspired me to take it into my own hands and see my own growth. And sorry, can you repeat the question?
Just the other part was like, you mentioned you played basketball. What the difference of the team dynamic of both sports or any other team sports you play?
Yeah, the biggest thing that sticks out to me with volleyball is how, every touch matters. You're going to get exposed if you're not able to perform. The ball is going to find you no matter where you are. So it really instills a sense of, teamwork, showing that, you have to be able to do your part. It's not a sport where one person can just carry the team like basketball. One person gets the ball and just does their thing. It takes a pass, a set, and a swing. So all those coming together, it really is in the truest sense of the word, a team sport. And that's what made me fall in love with it.
With me, my brother Dempsey Guerra, he started playing volleyball at Coral Gables. He told me, "Oh, you should definitely try it. There's a club that just got started, Miami United, and it was like I think the second year of the club, and I decided to just go for it. They told me, come in, do your best, because I never touched a ball before that, and it kind of came natural to me, and I'm on the short side, and they put me straight up in the libero spot, and I excelled every day, continued to play, and then I started playing in high school, started in 8th grade, and then varsity in 9th grade. And ever since I've been playing, my coach Danny Perez, he engraved confidence in me, and I just continue to play, continue to play. My mom, she and my dad, they made a lot of sacrifices for me. Like club is not cheap at all, and and traveling to California, Illinois, Georgia, like all the states all around, and they made that sacrifice, and I knew that for me, I needed to make them proud, and I I feel like I'm doing that right now, and that's why I keep on loving the sport, and it keeps giving back to me, so I want to continue giving back to them. So that's why I fell in love with the sport, and like he said, soccer was like the first try as like a team sport. I didn't feel like I was part of a team when I did try out, and then I tried out for my school, and I felt accepted. Like I felt like I could be me. I'm part of the LGBTQ community, and and I felt like I could be myself and show myself to the world. As you can see, when I played, I would cheer around. Like just I could be myself, and I'm not ashamed of it. And yeah, I just love this sport. It's given so much to me. Thank you.
For me, I grew up in the game. My father played in the Army All-Armed Force team while he was in Germany. I was literally born after he won the semis of, I forget what league he was in at the time. He's probably told the story many of times, but I listen here or there now. But he won the semis. I was born. Next day at the finals, we went right over into the gym. So I've been in this gym of volleyball for 33 years. Football was my other sport. Football was actually my first true love. Volleyball was kind of my side piece. Volleyball was the one that I knew I had still there for me, and I could be good at it, and I could do some good things. But football is where I really fell in love. Being the baby of the family, those who know it, like you get the brunt of everything. You get pushed around, kicked around, picked on, bullied, whatever it is. As the baby, you get the brunt, and that kind of helped me get my aggressive side started, which football allowed me an outlet to hurt some people without getting in trouble. And then a football coach when I was younger gave me an ultimatum of picking between a minor league game or going and representing the U.S. national team for my age. And I felt it was a stupid decision on their part to make me pick between the two. And for that, I decided to go with volleyball. I mean, it was a higher achievement. It was just the Powder Puff football. It was like little kids. It's nothing major serious. It's not like anything was being won, but that's how they wanted to run their system. And I said, all right, have a great day. I appreciate it. I'm going to go this way. And I just took that same aggression that I had as a football player and brought it into volleyball. My guys will tell you in the gym all the time, like, I'm telling you to be physical as an attacker. I want you to break a finger, hit somebody in the throat, hit them in the face. I don't care. Be physical. People say volleyball is not a physical sport, but when I can take this ball and hit you in the face and you get knocked out, I think that's pretty physical. If I break your pinky, I think that's pretty physical. So I think this game is just as physical as those. You may not be running a body into somebody else, but I'm using an object just as much. I mean, baseball, you've got guys throwing 100-mile-an-hour balls, and you take a hit by that hurts. Well, you got guys serving balls 70 miles an hour, and you got to use your body to defend it. You don't have a bat. You don't have anything else with it. Like, it shows the true gusto of what you can do as a true gladiator in this sport. So for me, obviously, it's a team sport, but it was something that I grew up in and became my love at the end of the day.
Congrats again, team. Your FVSU family is super proud of you. I'm Brittany Smith with Fort Valley State University, and this question is for Coach Rather. When you started, you quoted that you wanted our men's team to be the UCLA or Penn State of our conference or region, and we're here. Congrats. So tell us what that looked like from 2020 until now.
I mean, I can tell you, but these guys can show you all the scars and bruises. Being in the gym, if there's a ball that's an opportunity where we can go get it and no one goes to get it, they'll know about it. They regret those opportunities. But it goes into just the culture of what we built. It wasn't going to be easy. It was going to be a lot of back and forth between me and my assistant, who's my father, right? About how we see the game. I see him a little newer. He's a little bit of the older style with it, but I think those two ways help complement what we needed to do to get us to this point. I do a great job of taking us at the high level of what we need to do, and he does a great job of making sure our guys have the base level of everything they need to get going. Because we do have guys in our program that didn't really start playing volleyball until they got to us in college. So we have a guy on the team now who didn't start until the fall of this year. We have a guy who got on the court late in the match, and Martin, that played for 2 months in club, quit, and then moved to South Carolina, and we picked him up. So he only played a couple of months of ball, and now he's a year and a half in, 2 years in, and the kid has a bright future. So I think it's just a lot of testament to these young men seeing a vision, buying into it, even on the days where it wasn't conducive to them. It was not an easy task. There were many days where they had to wake up at 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning. It's a mental test, right? This game's big in mental fortitude and who can be mentally tough, and being able to get yourself up at 4 in the morning every single day and go and have someone push you past your limit on a day-to-day basis when you're ready to break helps you build for moments like this. And just to be in year 3, I think we're at a really good spot to have a foundation to now start building off of that foundation and have this beautiful mansion that we all vision